Hey there. I am so very lucky. The pieces have come together that have allowed me to pretty accurately assume that I know who's been impersonating me. It's been a huge mystery. And um, the pieces are together tightly. An Xbox that I never owned that I learned about in 2018 appears under files with my misspelled nickname, Remmi. That is, well, I was going to show you here. I'll show you in a minute whenever it comes back on. Um, the point is, I know the Xbox. I've never purchased an Xbox. I saw and have a screenshot of an Ethernet cable, and I went ahead and I took the unique identifier um, components of it, and there is a gaming Ethernet connection with Bluetooth capability. And that's important because if you're accessing my computer through my Wi-Fi network, which would be why there are two devices, Breezeline says, but I only own one, and I only have one set up. So that must be sometimes connection. But Breezeline says it's mine. So that speaks even more of somebody else um, pretending to be me. And the only reason they would do that is to try and set me up in order to make the neighbors happy and then claim that I was a criminal. And then everybody else lives happily ever after, except for Ram. And I'm not going to have that happen in my life. So, um, the deal is this. When I discovered that in 2018, I went to the Motel 6 that night, and I got brave enough to give Pat from Texas's phone number. See how that comes up. Pat from Texas is important because she called me, I believe it was either September or August 20th, 2019 at 6:45. I've got it written down in my journal. And I do know that it was one of those two dates. And it could have been 2019 or 2020. I don't want to lie to you because I'm not alive. Pat from Texas called around 6:45 and she said, "Hi, this is Pat from Texas. You just called me 15 minutes ago." And I'm glad she introduced herself. At least I know that I'm looking for a Pat that is from Texas because she would know the person who has been using my telephone number because she said that I had called her. So I have indicated this to everybody, all the authorities, because I felt it was a very important clue. He just forgot to switch his own number back in, probably the same way he forgot to return the ladder when he invited officers out to see nothing there, which is a lie. Pat from Texas. My Google contact, my Gmail contact email was changed, and it was changed to something I didn't know at the time. But I learned a couple months ago that I do know it. It's my Gmail without the period in it. How tricky. Wow. So this would be why the police are confused. And I sent them an email indicating this. I said, please check your inbox and you will discover that the ones with REMMILLIGAN@gmail.com did not come from me. Although, since he's cloning my computer, he could pass it off as mine. Scary, right? I mean, this is a dangerous man who has dangerous plans for me because the expectation in the neighborhood is that I'm leaving and that I'm a bad person. It's the furthest thing from the truth. Hey, autistic angel, how are you? Give you the T. I'll give you a B, maybe an A if you're really good. I found out some more information. It was very important to getting my freedom back today. And I might not get my freedom back today, but it's going to be coming. It is going to be coming. So it's on Instagram, and I'm going to go ahead and type in that so that you can go see all the amazing things that are actually going on in my life. I'm also offering a reward of 31% of 17 volumes of my journal for people who help. So spread the word. It's a real life, almost murder mystery, and people will be getting rewarded. That's Instagram. I would tell you to go to my Facebook page, but it's not visible at all. Facebook has put it in review. I also don't have any Gmail for the last month and a day. None. Isn't that crazy? So I don't know what happened. I don't know if I may be even able to send emails because they tried to send some, and I haven't checked yet to see if they actually made it through. So I'm doing that right now, and my phone is now charged, which is good. Yeah, look at this. This is what comes up. I mean, this is no joke. And it sucks. Okay, you ready? Look at this. It says new mail, right? Here, I'll make it bigger. There you go. That's it. 11:28. I'm really getting fucked. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. And I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying where I own my home. For right now. We're going to work through this like adults, and hopefully everybody will be all right. I have more information to share. It's back here. Oh, I got this message from a longtime friend which was very concerning. I see. You immediately did math after getting out of jail. So I said, huh? Where would you have seen that? Because I would not broadcast doing drugs in my own home. I'm not trying to invite trouble. That's not my style. But it would be somebody's style who's trying to beat me up. Thank you for following me on Instagram, Autistic Angel. Thank you. But my point being that I would not do that. This is all leading to the same place, which is why is it not there anymore? 21st? Yikes. Why is it not there? The 20th? Okay. I guess I gotta go that way. Oh my God. I'll just go to recent. I took these pictures. Maybe I just took them on Instagram. Let me take them again because I've got a post with the two pictures. So So let me share with you the first of two pictures. In my files, I have found Remy, which is my childhood nickname, used. The only problem is that it's misspelled. So I would not misspell my own nickname. It's spelled Remmy. So let's see. I'm trying to go here. And we're going to go here. There we go. Whew, it took a while to find it. Okay. Back to YouTube. I'm getting the hang of this, I swear. Here is the files. Under my misspelled nickname, highlighted in yellow, Remmy. Raw spell. And here is the serial number. Right here. That's it. That's what I turned in to an officer when I went to the Motel 6 for a night because I was giving them cybercrime data so that they could catch who has been messing with my shit. This was 2018. And because I knew they were in Wi Fi range, I did not want to do it in front of them because I've been tortured using the remote neural monitoring program. And I knew that it could get worse if I alerted them that I was caught on the trail. Here is also something interesting. I created this file on my camera roll. And down at the bottom in properties, it says this file came from another computer and might be blocked to help protect this computer. But that was my computer. In fact, there's a YouTube video where I create a brief video on the computer and then open up the properties of it. And it says the exact same thing. That means somebody is cloning my computer so that they can pretend that it's mine, maybe put illegal files on it, and then turn it into police to frame me for crime. And that sounds crazy, but that's kind of what's probably going on. This group was willing to do attempted murder. So the reason it was used, and maybe they just did a very, very small amount, maybe they really weren't trying to murder me, but I could press charges like they were because fentanyl is a killer drug, and it only takes a pencil sharp point amount to kill somebody. That's why it's considered attempted murder. But they drugged me with that, and then also Suboxone. Suboxone is a replacement therapy drug for opioids, but I've never done opioids, and meth is not an opioid. It's an upper. Opioids are downers. And there is no mental capacity damage done with meth. Period. And it's also not something that when you overdose on is potentially deadly. This is why they don't have a detox program for it, because it's not dangerous to detox and you cannot die. So these things are all important for my neighbors to know. So because they're trying to prove something. So my Gmail is a month missing. I don't know. When I go to the sent box, I'm going to find out right now if some shit has gotten sent. Because if it hasn't, then we've got some big problems. Yeah. I don't like this. Okay, here we go. Sent items. No. Nothing has been sent. Look at that shit. Oh my god. There's some really important stuff. Well, there's a lot of that. There's a ton. I'm gonna make a quick video because there's that much. From Thursday at 9:42 a.m., which it says yesterday. Look at this. Are you ready? Don't get ready. It looks like somebody was trying to send all this shit at the same time. Right? Look at that. And it goes on and on and on and on. So they were trying to get rid of my draft box. Something fierce. You know how many emails that is? They probably didn't want to get in trouble. So here you go. I'm going to go ahead and play this for you. Ready? Here we go. Quite a bit, huh? So why would somebody try and send a massive amount like this? Well, then that way they get it. Because he probably realizes that he would get in trouble if it weren't sent, because he would get in trouble for blocking it. So he's trying to fix it. So I've got to contact Google. You know, these are all things I need to do today. And it is now 11 o'clock. I need to find out why I don't have any new email, why all of my sent mail is not going anywhere, because it's not. Let me show that again. Yeah, it's really frustrating. Sent items. Sent items have this date, which was the magical day of my arrest on false charges that I unfortunately never had chance to defend and play some whoopee ass. So he's lucky I was considered incompetent, because he would not have survived in court. So, but then he tried it again and had me arrested second time on feigning fear. The only thing he's fearful of is me turning him in. And then when he found out I was to be discharged on Tuesday, after only being there for 6 days, the Thursday before, he filed additional charges, and I then sat for 6 more days before a bond hearing, and then paid $1,000 to get the hell out of there, because that's not where I belong. I really do obey the law. What's occurring is very sick, and I can only hope that more harm does not come to me in this form. There is a push by this group of people that believes strongly in institution of one kind or another. Jail, mental institute, doesn't matter to them as long as it's an institution for gays. I'm sorry. There's nothing 21st century about that belief. It's an old belief, and it's not correct. I sent an email, or not an email. I sent a message last night to the effect that my last email I'm reading now, last email, newest, was November 28th, 2023. Motherfuckers, you know who is destroying my life and has access to all my online accounts. And you allow him to remain free and commit more crimes and perform 3 arrests for him. How much did he pay the police to protect him and his family? Your organization is the mob and you're dysfunctional as hell. We'll see if they respond to it. They haven't responded to any of my other online reports, so I don't anticipate this one being any different. I've sent over 2 dozen. This is very serious, but I get no support, so I'm really flailing, and I'm extremely vulnerable. None of my friends believe me, which is a tragedy in itself. Their firm belief in professional guessers who are brain witches and pigs has them convinced of what's going on in my life. So I hope that changes, but I can't make it change. I am in the middle of filling out a CIA report now. This will be my second one today. There are 2 very important things you need to understand regarding the Truth on Midgard Road. There's a company and an old mustard yellow hardbound text of poems. These 2 things are really important. Both could be related, but only if it involves access to my home illegally gained and without consent. If you know of the individual who has been coming into my home, or if he's allowed others to enter, hiding himself among a crowd and making the crime acceptable to the group, especially over a long period of time. Number 1, I discovered through an online search of my neighbor that he has an overseas company and that the title has a bunch of Asian names and my nickname, Ram, as one of the words in the title. I've never been told anything about this. And I've asked, and I've not gotten a response. So that's very scary. It reeks of setup again. The other thing is the Yellow Mustard Brown Book of Poems. I found it in Delaha's spare bedroom one day, probably 2 months, maybe a month and a half after he left, and I gained my home back. Well, I looked at it, And I thought, that's really interesting. I left my home, and when I returned driving, I vowed to burn the book because it dawned on me that it was a satanic text of poems or chants. When I came back home, it was gone, and I've never seen the book since. I got to tell you, if somebody is willing to copy my computer, do other things with my Gmail, delete 1,000 YouTube videos from my original channel, Robert Milligan, delete 11 months of emails with the police, which is my evidence of negligence and dereliction of duty on behalf of the police. If he's willing to do all that, he's probably willing to come into my house and steal a book, but only after it was recorded using R&M. That way he could lie and say it's mine when it's really his. I swear to everything I have, I'm a Christian, but I can see how the narrative could not only get spread, but prove it with R&M data. Even though it's the only time that I've ever seen the book. One time. So the fact that it disappeared so quickly means it was a setup. It was a setup for me to find. So that means somebody entered my home illegally to plant it. Then, once they creepily and stalkerly like saw that I found it, came back into my home illegally and stole it back. Yeah. For a while, I thought it was Delah's. That book, we need to find it. Because I think it is definitely part of what's going on in my neighborhood. I really do. Because I'm not believed. So I think there's a reason I'm not believed. Does that make sense? I want to show you something. You're going to like it. Do you see? Oops. Do you see the part of the street? Sorry. Let me go back here. Do you see the part of the street that's really dark? Okay, this is my street. If you would like to come visit, I'll give you a balcony view. I'll give you a second floor window. And what you're seeing is Don Chance's house. And here you go. Now, watch this. Look at that. That's what I wanted to show. Look at that. I think it's on the other video. Hold on. Let's see. Is it on this video? It is. You ready to see some strange appearing and disappearing things? Here we go. Okay. Play. Shoot. Sorry. Sorry. Okay, here we go. This is out of my window. This is what is seen through a camera lens. Now I'm going to go slow here. Now, here we go. Now, watch this. Are you ready? Do you see that? So, when I looked more closely down the street, this is what is seen. Now, this is pretty serious because this is not just a street lamp. This is some serious shit. And it's got all the markers of stuff that I am not involved in. I'll just put it that way. But all the neighbors believe that I am responsible, and I'm not at all. And I need that cleared up as quickly as possible because it's a dangerous narrative, especially out in the street. Because other people believe it. Okay, watch. Ready? Do you see how those two appeared? It's like a branch. See that? What? Why did they appear out of nowhere? And how did they appear out of nowhere? It doesn't matter. They appeared. Isn't that cool? I wish I could slow down the speed, but I don't know how to do that. So there's a lot of things going on. Here is a picture of a front yard across the street where Don lives. I haven't seen his yard look like this in a long while, but it did for a while. I want to also show you another set of pictures. Are you ready? These are from my security camera. Okay, so here's the first one. It does a pretty good job of picking stuff up, believe it or not. Doesn't it? Wise camera. See how they're stacked? Maybe they stand behind each other. I don't know. But that's okay. Let me go ahead and take up the color, or not the color, the light. Oops. Hey now. Here we go. You see how they're stacked? I don't know if those are real people or not, but this is the way the technology also behaves, like the totem pole. Okay, I want you to take a look at this part, this height to that height. It looks like there is a frame of white. Guess what? That doesn't exist. The reason it doesn't exist is because the top is tapered. And let me see if I can get that for you. The tapered top bows in right there. Bada bing, bada boom. That is not real. See? See how it tapers in right there? It looks like it's just a part of the frame, doesn't it? But that's not true. So that's one. Here's the full picture. And again, I got to tell you, picture of picture, it works. When you don't think there's something there, you stick it in front of another camera and you just might find something. And that is the truth. Here is a picture. Look at that shit. Look at that. Isn't that kind of a little scary? I'm a little bit scared by it. I think that's part of the point. So here is the outside. I'll zoom in a little bit so you can get a closer look. Although when you zoom in, you don't always get the sharp image. And that black looks like it could be black magic, doesn't it? Because it doesn't go down all the way. It would be easy. And it kind of bleeds over, doesn't it? I wonder if there's a way to get it to go away. But that would be a door crew. Look at the way that the projection goes over the frame and it continues over the frame. That is an example of how this material and technology is able to transfer medium from one thing to another. This looks, oh, it died. I'll go ahead and show you more later. It's all on Instagram. Anyway, thank you for listening. Thank you for caring. Thank you for sticking around. Not a lot of people have done that. So thank you. Have a great day.